Good morning, MCC. My name is Wallace Colbertt, and I'll be talking about three things today: World AIDS Day, the act of kindness, and the joy of being thankful. You see, I was diagnosed back in the early days of the 80s, so I've seen the pandemic of HIV, the good and the bad. But each time I was through the journey, I knew how to grow and to find joy and to be kind to others. But let me tell you a story about my Thanksgiving, which will tie into all three things. You see, my sister and I were pulling up to Amtrak to let me off at the station to come back to D.C. As we were around the corner, there lay in the street an elderly white woman who had fallen. Her purse had spattered open, and there was no one there. No one. So immediately my act of being in the hospital picked up. I snatched my mask, and before my sister could finally stop the car, opened the door, and I ran to see if I can help this lady who was laying there in the cold. She said that her knees had buckled and she had fallen. And I said, well, how long have you been there? She said, I'm not sure. I said, oh my gosh. So I grabbed her things that had fallen out of her purse, and I said, catch your breath, and we're going to try to get you up. But also, at the same time, a person who was working at Amtrak, one of the conductors had finally come around. And he said, we're going to both help her to get her to standing up. I made sure I checked she didn't break any bones or anything was fractured or she couldn't move. She said she had fallen. She says she'd fallen before. And so, on our first attempt to get her up to stand, it failed. But I knew if you try and try again, you'll succeed. So I told her, catch your breath, put your knees together, and he and I are going to try on the count of 3 to lift you up one more time. And on the count of 3, she stood up. And I said, stretch your back, lift your head up, and take a deep breath. And she did, and she smiled. She was about to cry. I said, don't cry. I said, we were here to help you, and you were here to help us. And she said, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I was laying here and no one had come to help me at all. So the other conductor said, I'll walk you to the car. And I went back to my sister's car. And I started to reflect as my sister started to cry. And I said, what are you crying for? She said, because that could have been me. Because my sister had fallen before. But I said, well, God works in mysterious ways. It has things for us to do that we didn't know we were supposed to do. You see, I understood the whole process, which was at that time, at that moment, at that place, God said, I need you to be there to help a total stranger who had fallen and to show you what Thanksgiving, the act of kindness, the helping others really meant. I didn't know her. She didn't know me. But we met at this moment of her sad desperation to survive. You see, that's what HIV had been, an act of kindness for others to survive. But not just that. That's what Thanksgiving is. It's to give to someone you don't know, to care for people that you may not have cared for, and to enjoy it. See, the act of kindness is one of the greatest gifts you can give others, and more importantly, one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Because with the act of kindness comes joy. I hope that this helps you to understand the joy of giving, the act of kindness, and the great joy that it will bring. May God be with both of you, all of you, one of you, every day, every night, every moment. Thank you.